everybody, it's Dana Sullivan, the Stampin' Chick, here for another Think Tank Thursday. How are you today, my friends? I hope you're having a wonderful day today. As you can see, it's my birthday. Actually, today, June 12th, is my birthday. Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today on my birthday. I'm so happy to have you here. I'm going to make this kind of short today. And Think Tank Thursday is going to be just a little bit different. It's going to be more of a show and tell rather than project making. But I think you're going to love it as I realize I'm looking around for something. I may have to get up and grab it, but that's okay. I have some things here on my desk that I want to share with you. And it has everything in the world to do with that really cool, what is it, 50% off promotional thing that Stampin' Up! Is doing. So, hey, Miss Sherry, how are you, darling? Look at my cute little headband. Isn't it adorable? Anyway, thank you so much for the birthday card, by the way. It's so cute. It's upstairs on the end table, so I can't even show it to people. Anyway, thank you to everybody who sent me birthday cards. I really appreciate each and every one of you. I like to look at them over and over again. It shows how much I'm loved, and I appreciate it. So thank you all so much for that. Okay, I'm going to turn my camera around and I'm going to show you what I've got to share with you today, okay? And like I said, this won't be a super long live stream this evening. My family would like to spend some time with me. So anyway, let me go ahead and turn my camera around and show you guys what I've got going on, okay? All right, so let's see here. First of all, nice empty table. Okay, I'm going to maximize this screen here so that way you can see a bit better. All right, now, for those who don't know, there is currently a buy one, get one 50% off promotion going on with Stampin' Up! Right now. And it's a little bit confusing to some folks. So I want to just clarify, and I'm a visual person, so I think that it will make a lot more sense when you see it, like actually see it. Okay, so I'm going to show you these things, and then we will play just a little bit, but only because I'm so stinking excited to play with them. I just can hardly stand myself. And I think that you guys are going to love it too. So, all right, here we go. The buy one, get one sale works like this. If I were to buy this suite of products, by the way, it's a brand new online exclusive sneak peek that will go live the first week of July. So we'll show you a little more about that here in just a second, okay? So I buy a suite for the regular price, and I get a whole suite 50% off, okay? Now, if I were to buy a whole suite and another whole suite, and then a stamp set that's part of a suite, this is the item that will be 50% off because this is the lower priced item, right? Now, you guys know most sales work this way. Buy one, get the other of equal or lesser value 50% off, right? That's nothing new here, but the wording is just a little bit confusing. So it's not specifically buy one suite, get one suite half off. It's buy one suite or suite included product, get the other of equal or lesser value 50% off, okay? So what that means is that if I only want these items because they are part of a suite, I can purchase one of these items, whichever one is the more expensive item, and I will get the other one 50% off. Okay. That means that you don't actually have to buy an entire suite to take advantage of the sale. You just want, you will just get discounts on things that are part of a suite. Okay. So now giving you actual factual numbers, let me look at this here. Okay. This particular suite right here, Spooky Halloween, also another upcoming sneak peek, right? It's going to be in the online exclusive starting in July. You guys know that I absolutely love Halloween. I love creating for Halloween, and I'm really excited about this paper. It is so cute, and I'll open it up and show it to you. But most of Stampin' Up's Halloween products are going into the July online exclusives first. And then there will probably be a stamp set, maybe another embellishment or something like that in the holiday catalog. So I've got my Spooky Halloween product suite. Okay. Comes with the paper, the bags that are super cute, little iridescent treat bags, the foam glittery stars, which we'll talk about those because y'all know this is a glitter-free zone, and sometimes glitter sneaks in, and we'll see if this glitter actually stays put like it better. Okay, so we have the paper, the bags, the glitter stars, the beautiful Petunia Pop sparkly ribbon. What's it actually called? Iridescent ribbon. It's got sparkles in it. So pretty. And that's actually threads. That's not glitter. So that is not going to shed off anywhere. And then you have the Spooky Halloween super stinking cute stamp set and the dies. And this whole product suite is only $88.50, which is absolutely wonderful because in the past, product suites have been $120, $130 for stamps and dies and the products to go with it. So this is a great value. But wait, there's more, and it gets so much better. Okay, this product suite was $88.50. And so this product suite, being the less expensive suite, the paper, the embellishments, the stamps and dies, and the beautiful ribbon, was only $36.88, which means I paid less than the price of the bundle for the entire suite, which is wonderful, right? That's a heck of a deal. Okay, and then let me bring on the others. So I put an order in for 4 suites. And this is how I made sure that I got the discount where I wanted it. Okay. It did require me to put in 2 separate orders. However, you only have to put in 2 separate orders if other products in your order are part of a suite. The way to fix that, if you only want to put in 1 order, is to just put other things that are part of a suite in your wish list instead and wait on those for the next order. Okay. I know that sounds like a pain, but it really wasn't bad. And the shipping is the same no matter what. As long as your order is over $70, then your shipping is going to be the same either way. So it doesn't matter. Okay. All right. Now, my next suite was Floral Charm, and I paid $86 for this one. And so it's got the beautiful paper, it has the embellishments, it has the stamps and dies, and it has this beautiful petal pink rope ribbon trim, I believe. Petal pink, where's braided trim? There we go. Where's the English? It's right there. Braided trim. It is so pretty. Sherry, if you don't have this one ordered yet, you have to have this one for the girls. because this one is totally cowgirl. Just saying. Okay, so $88.50 for the suite. And then, or wait, no, sorry, $86 for the suite. And then I got the other suite. Where is it at? The Kintsugi Inspirations Suite. I got that one for $38.63. So again, I got the suite for less than the price of the bundle. I got the paper, the embossing folder, the gorgeous gold embellishments, and the stamps and dies for $38.63. Okay. So when I bought those 4 suites, you could see which ones were the higher priced suites and which ones were the cheaper suites. Okay. But it's absolutely a wonderful, wonderful deal, right? It's an incredible deal. Now, if you don't want or don't need a whole suite, so I just tormented Sherry with this beautiful braided trim. Excuse me. And I see that she says it's literally the one thing I didn't order. So Sherry can actually go back online and she can place another order. Maybe she needs to get some more cardstock. Maybe she needs some more envelopes or more adhesive or whatever. Maybe she hasn't yet purchased that huge banners and alphabets bundle. It's not part of a suite, right? She can order 2 of these. The other one will be 50% off. She can order a bundle and the ribbon will be 50% off. If she orders the paper and the ribbon again is the lesser of the 2 prices. The ribbon will be what's 50% off. Okay. So I hope that clears everything up for you guys as far as that goes with the 50% off sale. It is worded a little interesting and maybe is what's throwing people off. But basically, it's any suite and any product within a suite that's on sale. Okay. And it's easy to tell if you happen to have picked up a little single item that was part of a suite, because when you go to your cart on the website, if you scroll through the items that you're purchasing, the items that are discounted will be put at the bottom of the list, and you'll see their regular price with a slash and their sale price. Okay. So if by chance you thought that you had 2 suites in there and you wanted to get the sale price on one of the suites, but you had bought a couple of extra items as well and thought you were careful about not getting something in a suite, it's easy to check. Just look at your shopping cart and see and make sure that the other suite is down at the bottom with the discounted price instead of one of the items. Okay. Make sure you double check that before you check out, because once you check out, of course, there's nothing that can be done about it. And I really want you guys to be able to get the best deal, right? So if it means that maybe you put this stuff aside for a minute to get a good deal on product suites, that's what you want to do. Okay. So just be careful about it. And it really is a great deal. I mean, I saved at least $65 between the 2 suites just because of that sale. Okay. And that's huge. $65 is more than a tank of gas, which is, I'm just saying it's a big deal, right? Okay. Now, let's do some looking through these products right quick. I'm not going to show you this one necessarily in too much detail. This is that Kintsugi one. It's actually in the annual catalog, so this isn't a really new product. It's new for this year, so it is new as of, May. But anyway, I do love this one because I was really excited about all of the gold elements and things like that. So, if you want to see more about this one, visit my website and check it out. It's absolutely beautiful. And if you don't know what kintsugi is, I'm going to leave the spelling of it over in the chat. Go take a search on Google. It's actually really beautiful and interesting. And I think that that's probably what drew my attention to this product so much, was because of that in itself. I mean, it's just absolutely amazing. It's that we are beautifully imperfect, right? Or perfectly imperfect. And I think it's absolutely wonderful. So let me just type here. Oh, hit the right buttons. Okay, and let me make sure I've got that right. Yes. There you go, folks. Check that out. So do a quick little Google search on kintsugi, and you will see it's just absolutely, it's beautiful. It's amazing. Okay, let's look at some brand new stuff though, right? All right. Excuse me. I'm so sorry. Okay, Charming Day is absolutely adorable stamp and die bundle. This is the Floral Charm Suite. We have the beautiful little, what is that called? Faceted. Let me remember to say that. That's faceted. That's what that means. Hey, Luann, how are you, darling? So we have Petal Pink, Petunia Pop, or Berry Burst, and that is Secret Sea, I believe. Now, I am guessing wholeheartedly here because, I don't have anything currently, I don't think, that tells me what these colors actually are. But that's what they look like, so they're beautiful. Okay, you had to dip. You had to dip? What does that mean, Sherry? Interesting. Okay, let me show you this. Let me show you this braided trim right quick. This is really pretty. And so if you remember a moment ago, I gotcha. Okay, Sherry, that's good. I'm glad that they made it okay. You guys heard me mention to Sherry that this was straight up cowgirl ribbon, and it really is. And it's soft. Look at this. It is flexible and it's beautiful. It's braided so pretty. I'm definitely gonna have to get a piece of this and unbraid it and see how it looks. But let's take a look and see how it ties into a bow. We've had some like burlap ribbon and things like that, braided ribbon that was stiff and rough, but you can see that made a really nice little bow. It's not super bulky. It is a little, but it's much softer than the stuff that we've had before. And I would say that since they've put tape on the ends, that it does open up and come apart really easily. So let me go grab a piece of tape right quick so that I can tape up the ends, and I'll cut a piece off and see what it looks like frayed out, okay? In just a second here. Hold tight, friends, hold tight. Here we go. Here we go. All right. I really want to see what this looks like unbraided. Okay, so I'm just going to cut a little section off, and I will go ahead and tape that. Okay, just don't want it to really come undone. All right. It is so soft though. I am actually really impressed with this ribbon. It's very nice. Trim. I keep calling everything ribbon, but you know, whatever. It is okay. All right, let's see what this does, shall we? And it's great that this end is still taped so we can kind of see. Oh, easy peasy. Look at this, folks. You just separate the braid. And what's really cool too is look at what happens if I just give it a little bit of a tug. You see that? How it kind of opens up the braid a bit, but it's still braided. It makes a whole other look. It's really nice, lacy and whatnot. And then, oh, I changed my mind. Okay, I can pull it tight again. Isn't that neat? All right, so that's really cool. And then let's go ahead and separate it out. Yeah, this is really, really cute. Okay, so not only do we get some really, really pretty threads here, you can do so much cool stuff with ribbons and trims that fray out easily. First of all, we can leave it, you know, with a little piece that's attached and fray out just a little bit. This could be something that kind of, you know, tucks behind an edge or something like that. We can go even farther and unravel it completely and then use just a couple of strands for like linen thread, you know, so you just have a tiny little thread of trim. And you could do as few or as many threads as you like there. And that will make different looks also. Okay, so I've got it undone all the way up to the tape. So there you go. And, you know, it's got all of those little wild edges that make it absolutely beautiful. And of course, this would tie nicely. If I had enough of it to tie, it would make a cute little bow. So you guys see there are lots of really, really neat things that you can do with that braided trim. So don't just look at it and say, oh gosh, that's way too thick and bulky. Look at what you can do with it, right? Yeah, that is really cool, isn't it? I love it. So we've had a braided type of trim before that I noticed we were able to kind of pick it loose a little bit. And instead of it being a tight braid, it made a really nice open lacy concept. And it was just absolutely beautiful. So I was hopeful that that's something that we could do with this one as well. And it looks like we can. And then we have all these other options too. So this is definitely a good one to have. We don't have a petal pink trim really. So if you like petal pink, then you would definitely want to get this anyways and have it for all of your different projects, right? So in my opinion, the braided trim is a little too rich. It's a little too heavy of a ribbon for a floral kind of pattern. Like right there, it looks very delicate versus kind of harsh. But if I break it down a bit, that's a whole other ball game, right? Now, if I were going straight country and put this with some of that wood grain paper we have and make it straight up cowgirl, then this ribbon or this trim would be perfect with the flowers, with the wood grain, because now we're making the flowers look tougher, right? They're no longer soft and delicate. They're sweet, but tough, right? Okay, and then the stamp set, absolutely beautiful. I love the fonts in this one. It's great. We've got a hey, thanks for being you. Can't wait to see you again soon. You made my day. Happy birthday. So beautiful. I love the flowers. They match the patterns perfectly. Okay, and then let's take a look at the dies. Come on, guys, open up. I don't know if you guys can see all the little papers up here. I am getting ready to leave tomorrow, actually. I'm leaving to do some things, and I will be out of town for a couple of weeks. So I will not be on Think Tank Thursday live with regular traditional Think Tank Thursday things until after the 1st of July. All right. Now, that does not mean that I will not go live. That just means that you'll get sneak peeks into my life and what's going on with my life instead of tutorials. So I hope that that's okay. And if it is, I welcome you to join me. And don't hold it against me in the event that I don't go live, because I may not be able to, but I'm hoping that I can. Okay. All right. The Charming Day dies are really, really cool. Now, before you say, oh, good Lord, another flower, I know what you're thinking, because I think it too every time, because I love a flower. I love a good flower, but too many flowers is too many flowers. That's my stance, and I stick by it. So all my friends who feel the same, raise your hand. Hello. But just hold that thought for a moment. These dies are amazing. They cut out the outer edge of the image, but then they also cut the petals loose so that you can fluff them up. That's incredible, right? Okay, let me see if I have, I need to do it with this one. Okay, let me just show you what I mean. I've got some lemon lolly here, and I'm not going to cut the whole stem, really. I will cut, well, yeah, I guess no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I will cut a little segment of it, but let me just show you right quick what I mean with this die, because, oh my gosh, it's pretty cool, okay? And actually, in order to layer it like I'm thinking I would want to, I need to have just a little bit for it to layer onto. So this works out perfectly. Okay, let me show you. You're going to love this. All right, you're going to just love it. Okay, so there's just the top part of it, right? I don't need all the things. What I will do is I will come back in with a green, and I will trim around it how I need to, or I'll just trim this off and put it right on over the top of it, and it'll be great. Okay, so here's what I mean. You can see the slits in the die cut, okay? I can fluff up this flower. And I'm going to try to be careful here, but you know, it's a little easier to fluff when it's laying down. So we're just going to bring our fingernail underneath the edges of the cut there and hold on to the rest of it so we don't tear it. So we don't want to do that. We just want to fluff a little. Okay. All right. And then come back to these middle pieces and fluff them up. And look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Now, of course, you're looking at it with the camera looking into the holes. There we go. That's a little better. So now you can see it's nice and fluffed up, and it gives it all the texture without you having to do anything. Isn't that great? I love it. Absolutely love it. It is terrific. Okay, so that is the Charming Day dies, and let's tuck that away here. Come on. All right, now let's get to this paper right quick. All right, so yet another paper pack full of flowers. Let's see how interesting it should be, right? Hey, Mama San, how are ya? Nice to see you today. All right, look at how beautiful that is. And that is Pretty Peacock, which I was wondering if that was, no, that's definitely not Pretty Peacock. That's definitely Secret Sea. And I'm thinking that's what this blue is right here. Okay, so we have these florals. They're very pretty. I know this looks like a busy paper by itself, but you can do so many cool things. You can cut out the flowers. You could cut a whole little section. You could cut a strip. You could cut wedges. All kinds of cool things. And then when you bring it into something that's a little more mild, you see there, you can tame it a bit just by adding something that has a more consistent or solid color. So don't worry about it looking like it being too overwhelming or looking like your granny's wallpaper. It's totally okay. Not only is granny's wallpaper gorgeous, but you can do so many cool things with it, okay? So don't worry. But look at this. Isn't that beautiful? I absolutely love it. All right, and then this paper, you've got that nice, softer, subtle background on it, and just look at that. I mean, so pretty, right? It's very pretty. This one's beautiful. This one looks like it's ready for fall. Imagine this one on a Cajun Craze background with Cajun Craze flowers from the bundle here, from the Charming Day bundle. That would be beautiful. And look, it's got a nice peach pie on the background there. That's really pretty. Even doing the background in peach pie and using this as a layer, that would be nice. So many cool things that you can do with the papers. Don't let the patterns intimidate you, because you can totally tone them down by doing all kinds of things. Okay? Let's bring that trim back in here for just a minute. I taped it up and I knew I shouldn't have because I thought I might want to show you something else. That's okay. It's easier to open the second time. Okay, look at this. Now that is pretty. And it is bold enough to hold that all of that texture and pattern in. And it's very, very pretty. It's a beautiful match, which of course is what we love from Stampin' Up, is their color coordination being absolutely spot on. Okay, and then we've got our nice little roses here. That is Secret Sea. And that is the color that we have. But you can see we could also use this color here, and that one would be really pretty. And it would offset the Secret Sea too. That would be nice. So there's those. And then last but not least is this one right here. And I'm betting if we come back in with our dies, I'm betting we'll see that this one can be cut out and maybe clusters from the others as well. So that's really pretty also. I love that. Let's see here. Yeah, maybe even like this one right here. I'm trying to see if any of them look exactly like the stamp. but it doesn't. So not sure about that one, but anyway, you get the idea, and it'll be fun to play with. It's always kind of like a fun little hide and seek to be able to find what things coordinate with the dies from the designer series paper. At least I think it's fun, anyways. I love scavenger hunts. So I think that's a lot of fun. All right, so that one is the Floral Charm collection. Set that off to the side there. The Perfectly Pairs. This one is really sweet. It has a really not so much bright and cheery like the Charming Day, but this one's more like full on summertime. You know, it's hot, but it's warm, and there's so much fun things going on, or so many fun things going on. And the pears are ready to be eaten. I remember as a kid running around the neighborhoods, and my grandmother had a huge apple tree in the backyard. And when we were kids, of course, we did naughty things sometimes, and we'd pick up some of the half rotty apples off the ground and we'd throw them at each other. But aside from that, we also enjoyed eating fresh apples, and they were some of the best apples ever. So we always knew that, we'd probably get in trouble if we got caught throwing apples at each other. But as long as they were the rotty ones off the ground, it wouldn't be too much trouble. All right. This reminds me of it. Even though we're talking apples and pears, it still reminds me of it because the page, especially this one, is so full of pears, and it just reminds me of that. That's bad. I know it is, but summer. Okay. So we have I'm gonna say Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Daffodil Delight, maybe. They've got a little bit of sparkle in them, so they're really pretty. These ones are the smoother epoxy dots, so they've got a really nice low profile to them. They mail really nicely, which is wonderful, and they match, of course, beautifully. And then the Stamp and Die bundle. Congratulations. A good friend is a gift. Hello. Thank you, friend. And you can see we've got beautiful two-step stamping. I think that is wonderful. And here is two-step stamping for this one as well. So if you were wondering about that one, it's the little centers right here. Okay. And then let's take a look at the dies. I actually really think this one is going to be a lot of fun. I think you're going to find some very pretty projects. If you haven't already, I've been kind of busy and haven't taken a look at any of my fellow demonstrators' projects yet. But this one, I just feel like there are going to be a lot of really beautiful projects made with it. So we have a sentiment frame here. We've got some of those little flowers. That's nice. Another little cluster of the flowers there. Now, the difference between the two, if you wonder, why do we have two dies in two different shapes with those same flowers? It's because this cuts out as one piece where the flowers are kind of overlapping each other. And these are all of the individual flowers. So if you were to do like a whole piece where you wanted a lot of flowers, you can see there are a lot of flowers in here. You could put the flower cluster down, and then you could drop these little single flowers, a couple of them on top so that they're popped up, a couple around it so they're kind of fluttering around. You can really add some depth with the two different dies. So that's why you have that. And that's a wonderful thing. The sprig here has a lot of really nice detail, which is also wonderful. And then this little accent piece is always fun to see because it really does add so much fun to just any project. It's just a quick little pop of something. You can add gold. You could add one of the colors here. What if you brought in, is that Strawberry Slush? It's Petal Pink. What? That's not all Petal Pink. What's that red? Basic Beige, Darling Duckling, Mossy Meadow, Old Olive, Petal Pink, and Secret Sea. Well, they're just not going to tell me what it is. That's not all Petal Pink because that's really dark. But anyway, that color right there you could pull in. I feel like you could do a cherry cobbler. That looks like cherry cobbler right in here in the darker spots. Strawberry slush maybe. I've got that over here. Let me take a look and see how strawberry slush looks up against it. You know, sometimes even those of us who feel like we have a good grip on the colors, even still maybe don't really entirely. Sometimes looks can be deceiving. I would say that you could get away with using strawberry slush on this one, but I would think maybe more with the petal pink is definitely the light pink in the background. Maybe take a look at Flirty Flamingo and Cherry Cobbler. I feel like those would be better. Strawberry Slush, I don't know that I would use it, but maybe Cherry Cobbler would be a good one. But either way, you could do that darker color with this piece just as a little pop. And what will happen is that it will draw out this color, right? So when you're talking about how color works and everything else, it's absolutely mind-blowing, incredible. If I were to take this piece right here with Secret Sea, it would pull out all of this blue. Excuse me. My goodness, I don't know what's wrong with me. So anyway, you have a lot of options is what I'm saying, and play with color because sometimes you see an item, this for example, and maybe you don't particularly care for this paper, but then you see it with Secret Sea and you go, and I think that's on the background. No, that's not it. But you see it with Secret Sea and maybe you go, oh my gosh, that is so stinking cute. And you could have seen the same exact project with, oh, I don't know, Granny Apple Green. And you say, oh, I don't like that. But just changing the color makes all the difference. And it's absolutely incredible how that works. I love it. That's one of my favorite things about color. Okay, so we've got the perfectly pairs. Let me put this one back in here now. And I'm going to show you guys the DSP right quick. Okay. Here we go. Listen, you need to move or I'm going to knock you over and that would be bad. All right. So we have this really pretty pear paper. I love all of the actual details in it. It's just beautiful. And then we have a much more subtle paper on the background, just like we did with that floral one. So you can see there, it's a nice way to tone it down. Oh, look at that one. Where are my scrapbookers at? A couple of pictures here in a pear orchard would be amazing. Oh, that's pretty. Now, I even like that more so with this one. So I would put in, coral, Calypso Coral. That may be what it is. That's probably it. Petal Pink and Calypso Coral. So you could put a layer of Calypso Coral in here to separate the two really busy patterns and get a beautiful project. That would be so much fun. Okay, so we've seen the back of that one. Look at those pears. Aren't they nice? I bet every single one of these things can be cut out with the dies. I would about guarantee it. That would be awesome. And then we've got a fun little leafy background there. Okay, this one's a bit darker. and match it up with a beautiful Darling Duckling. I love that. Isn't that pretty? Speaking of that, I have to tell you about the really bad mistake I made the other day. So I'm using Darling Duckling on my swaps, and I'm just going to show you the swap because I think it's super cute. It's using the new Coneflower Celebrations bundle. And happy belated birthday, because anyone who knows me thinks that this is hilarious because I am that girl. If you get a card at all, which I realize is an awful thing to say from a card maker, there is a chance that you'll get it late because, anyway, I choose to look at it as endearing. Um, it's probably not at all, but my grandmother sent birthday cards to everybody every year religiously, but they were always at least a week late. And it was just her little thing that was so sweet and endearing, and you would just get a giggle out of it when you got the card. Anyway, it says, "Happy belated birthday. I'm sorry I missed your special day. Let's extend the celebration." Isn't that cute? I love it. Okay, so the reason why I showed you that is because Darling Duckling. Okay, so I'm gonna circle back around to this, right? Darling Duckling is the color that I was using with that, and I had it out. And as you can see, I did an awful lot of sponging around the edges, and so it was kind of, it used up a lot of ink. And so I went to refill my ink pad, except that for whatever reason, I had it in my head that, hold on, we've got to purge a system here. Hold on. I know you guys are seeing it, but it's okay. There we go. There we go. That person is gone. I'm sorry about that. I wondered if it was a real person or if we had got a spammer. I guess we're real legit. We've got a spammer now. Anyway, I had used a lot of the ink pad, and so I went to refill it, and for whatever reason, had it in my head that I was using Daffodil Delight. Now, I always double check my ink pad and my refill before I open the cap of my refill every single time. I do that because I know better. I know better, but I didn't. I didn't. And I went to town filling that bugger up with Daffodil Delight, and it just wasn't mixing in the pad very well. And I thought, what on earth is going on? So I took my bone folder and I scraped it across the top to work it into the pad, and it looked a little bit better, but it was eh, you know. And then it occurred to me to look at the bottle again, and I went, oh no, oh no. So I had to wash it out and let it dry and then refill it again. Awful mess. Anyway, so here is your gentle reminder to double, triple, quadruple check that your ink pad and your refill both match. And if they don't, and you happen to make the boo-boo, just go, oh, drat. And then go to the sink and run it under water and let it rinse out, okay? It's not that big of a deal. It wastes a little bit of ink, but you'll be okay, all right? But then let it dry totally and completely before you add the fresh ink to it, okay? So let it dry, standing upside down, like on a teepee type of thing, overnight, and maybe even for 2 days if it's really humid at your place, whatever. Tondra says she hates it when she does that. Yes, it made me crazy. I have never done it before. I've always been so careful, but man. Anyway, so this reminds me so much because this is actually a really deep and rich Darling Duckling, and that's pretty well what it looked like. So anyway, you can see there though, adding that more not necessarily a solid sheet of paper. It does have a little pattern to it, but it's a very subtle one. It looks really nice with this, and it brings out that yellow, and it's beautiful. Okay. And then last, nope, not last. Oh my gosh. Okay. So then we have this one, and this one's absolutely beautiful. I love the little flowers here. Maybe the guys cut that out as well. I'm not sure. I haven't done all of the matching up. I'm going to save that for later when I have a minute to go back and look at them all. As you know, since I just got these and am just showing them to you, you know, they're not put together yet how I like to put them. I'll tell you about that here in just a minute. But when I do that, I'll have the dies out again, and I'll check all of the images and see what matches up and what doesn't. Yeah, it is absolutely gorgeous, Tandra. You are right. And then now finally, last but not least, is this beautiful pattern here, and I just love it. Now, of course, you can do all your mixing and matching as you want, and that's pretty too. And you could do so many fun things. It really is a beautiful paper. And like I said, I think this one is going to be one of those that you are definitely going to see some beautiful projects with. So stay tuned for that as folks are getting them in. You're going to see some really nice things. And when I have a minute to spare, I will get after it as well. Okay, now the last thing in that suite is this gorgeous ribbon. Let me just see if I can get the... Hello, Miss Anne. How are you from Nova Scotia? Hello, darling. Thank you for joining us this evening. All right. I'm trying to get that up. There we go. How's the weather up there, darling? Is it still cooler up there? If it is, I may be headed your way because it's almost 100 degrees here in East Tennessee these last few days. Okay, this is Mossy Meadow and Gold Trim. And this is, I would call it dual-sided just because, I mean, obviously you could use either side, but you can definitely tell which side is the right side. But if you look at the wrong side, you have a really nice depth of gold there, and it's got just a little bit of texture, so it's wonderful. You know, it's absolutely beautiful. Hi, Miss Laura. Hi, Miss Dawn. Welcome, ladies. Hope you guys are having a great day. All right, now I know I have shown you guys this once before, but since this is one of those kinds of ribbon where it makes a difference and you can see the front from the back, let me show you how I tie bows like this, where all of the same points forward, okay? Because that's pretty important. All right, here's what I do. I've got my forward facing, and I'm going to fold it in half. I'm going to twist it around, and here's where the important part happens. When I go to tuck it back into that hole, I'm going to give it a little twist right there, okay? So you see, if I were to push it through here, you'd have opposite sides showing. But if I give it a little twist right there and push the front side through, and of course going a little slower is a little more challenging, but it brings the front through, and I'm keeping that twist tucked right inside the knot, okay? And so as I'm pulling, I'm holding the bow loop here, I'm holding the tail here, and I'm pulling from the back side of this loop because that's what's tightening it up in the middle. And as I'm tightening, I'm tugging and pulling, and then I'm pulling the tail here so that I have my bow. Okay, and then you can finagle it however you need to. And when you finagle, and that is the word. When you finagle your ribbon, just hold the center knot and it gives you more freedom to tug and pull without undoing your bow entirely. Okay, and then there you go. You have right sides facing right side. Okay, and then you can see if I flip it over, I could even put that side down, and that's really cool because it's got right sides of the loops and wrong sides of the tails, which is so cute. And this actually ties really nicely. It's a nice soft ribbon. It's very, very sweet ribbon. I love this. Okay, let me close this or put this back on the spool here. All right, now I saved the best for last, in my opinion. Now, if you are not a Halloween person, don't run away yet. Don't run away. I know that it's very difficult to look at Halloween stuff and not automatically think about Halloween. However, I will show you some fun things, okay? All right. So, looking at the suite, of course, the stamps and dies are really cute for those of us who do love Halloween. And for those who don't, I wouldn't expect you to buy this stamp set just for the Don't Worry, Eat Sweets. Okay, I'm not telling you to do anything like that. But let's take a look at these dies right quick. I will show you. And the green ribbon is actually in the Pears suite, the Painterly Pears suite. That's where that green ribbon is from. But that being said, of course, the green ribbon would look good with the Halloween stuff, wouldn't it? Yeah, so, okay. Dies. These dies are really what sold me on the suite. So I haven't had little kids in a long time. Our baby is 21 years old, and we live out in the country where we wouldn't get any trick-or-treaters because, we live out in the country and nobody's going to drive all the way out here. Even if we had full-size candy bars, they're not going to drive all the way out here for one house. So, we don't get to hand out trick-or-treats or anything like that. Now, we do occasionally still decorate, but even that has been slim since the kids grew up and left. When our eldest child was at home, she and I both love Halloween, and we would go all out. The yard would be dressed up. There'd be all those crazy cobwebs everywhere. Yes, we were that house. And we always handed out lots and lots of candy. We had lots of kids when we were in town. We had lots of kids come by, and we had such an amazing time. It was so much fun. But life changes, things change. We moved out to the country. The kids grew up, moved away. And, I still love Halloween. I still love making treats for some people, but I don't really do the kiddie type Halloween so much. But the dies on these really sold me over the top because I am in love with the haunted house. I love this right here, and I'm going to cut this out for you guys to see so that we can just check out all the cool things because you guys know, especially if you were here with me last week with my friend Melissa. No, actually, it was a couple of weeks ago with my friend Jennifer, how, oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind about all the people I've had on here. It's been so much fun. No, Miss Jennifer Beatty Hill. She and I had done our Think Tank Thursday, and she had done a die cut. And it's one of those like, holy cow, you don't realize sometimes a die only cuts part of the die or part of the paper. It doesn't cut the whole thing out. And she was talking about one of the flowers that it just cut the petals. it didn't actually cut the whole thing out, and it was wonderful. And I think this is one of those dies. So I thought that we might be able to die cut this one right quick just to see what it looks like and what it actually does, because it definitely has some die cutting here and some score lines here. So I'm thinking this is going to be like a fun tab or something like that. So we'll take a look at that here in just a second. Now, these little odd shaped dies right here are actually for the little jack-o'-lantern treat bucket. But to me, they look like the outlines of sugar skulls, don't they? I think they do anyway. Anyway, let's go ahead and take this one off. I do have black here. Let's see if I have a piece of scrap big enough. I'm sure I do. Do I have a piece of scrap? As all of my friends laugh and say, "Are you kidding me?" Of course you've got some scrap. All right, look at that. There we go. Okay. I'm eager to see what this one looks like. Now, I mentioned that for those of you who are not into Halloween, don't leave me yet. Don't stray just yet, because I think that you'll find there are some items in this suite that you are going to love. All right, so stay tuned. Let me get through the dies right quick, and then we'll move on to the other things, okay? All right. Here's the die, and you can clearly tell that it cuts around the frame and that it cuts around the little bat, but this is a score line. That's not a cutting line. So let's see here. This, okay. Here we go. So this actually has some little areas that are still attached. Now, this is one of those things that you may not necessarily see right off the bat when you're first looking at the dies. So what we have is a label piece that has the outline edge. I don't know if that's picking up. Let me see. Give me some white cardstock. Come here, friend. You'll work. You'll work. Come here. Okay. There we, well, maybe not. You can see right there, there's little, you see that little outlines right there. But then you also have this little guy that pops up, and I can indeed fold it in half this way and make it a little tab. So this could now be a tab on a scrapbook layout, right? It could be a tab on a treat bag, which I will show you in a moment. It could be a tab on a junk journal. You could make it a bookmark. That would be super cute. So that is really neat. I love that. All right, so there you have it. You know what the dies do. Now let me put these aside so that we can show everybody else and you guys all of the rest of the things. Yes, or a headstone. You're absolutely right, Laura. You're absolutely right. You must be one of my Halloween fans too. It's wonderful. Okay. Sherry says you'll be doing kids Halloween before you know it. I know. I'm so excited. Okay, guys. So if you don't know yet, and I don't know if I've actually announced it on my business page or not, but I am going to be a grandmother for the very first time ever. Our eldest daughter is finally having a baby. She'll be 28 years old in 3 days. And The baby is due on December 7th, so we'll have a new little Christmas baby to play with, and it's going to be so much fun. And unfortunately, they live in Wichita, and we live in East Tennessee. But it'll be really nice to have a new baby in the family. It's been a very long time since we've had one. So anyway, yes, it's very exciting, and I am looking at stamp sets totally different. It's a wonderful thing actually, because you look at products based on your life and your situation at the time, but then something like that comes along and you go, oh, this will be a great little treat thing for when they're a couple of years old. I love it. Okay, the Petunia Pop iridescent ribbon, and it does, let's see, where was the other? Didn't we just have another iridescent? I don't feel like that was it, but it's very similar. So the Mossy Meadow and Gold is a little bit heavier. It's a little tiny bit stiffer, and I mean by just being able to feel the two comparatively side by side. If I were just holding on to this one, I wouldn't know that they were different. But this is a very, very lightweight ribbon, and it is absolutely stunning. Oh my gosh. The iridescent in there is not glitter. It is indeed iridescent threads. So unlike that black glimmer and white glimmer ribbon that we've had before, where the glitter did sometimes flake off a little bit, this isn't going anywhere, and it is gorgeous. Now, this is one of the things that I'm talking about not overlooking in that suite, okay? Because this would be a beautiful ribbon for florals. This would be great for unicorns and rainbows and all kinds of fun and funky types of projects. So do not overlook this ribbon. Even if you are not a Halloween fan, you definitely want this ribbon. I would absolutely rank this ribbon easily in the top 5 ever. I love this. This is beautiful. I can already tell that it will be fun and interesting to pick it apart and have those iridescent threads to play with. So again, remembering that when you look at your ribbon, see what other fun things you can do with it, trim off the edges of the stitching there so that it falls apart more freely, and then just pull the threads and you'll end up with some really nice of the Petunia Pop threads, and then you'll also end up with some really cool and funky iridescent threads. So that'll be a lot of fun. Okay, I'm saving this for last just because I've not opened it yet, and you guys know my aversion to glitter. Okay, the next thing I don't want you to overlook, especially if you're not a Halloween fan, are these little iridescent treat bags. Okay, take a look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And with that purple, it's just going to bring out the purple in the bag. And it's absolutely gorgeous. I mean, you could do so many fun and beautiful things with these that are completely unrelated to Halloween. All right, so don't overlook these items. They are beautiful. And the wonderful thing about both of those is that you literally don't even have to have any Halloween anything in your house at all. So I know I have some friends that absolutely cannot have any Halloween anything in their house. And so looking at these two items by themselves, you would absolutely not think that these were Halloween related at all. And they do not have to be. They were literally put in the suite just because they would make very pretty Halloween treat holders, but these items individually are not Halloween. All right. So don't overlook them. They're gorgeous. Okay. They really are. Now, I am going to switch back to Halloween for just a moment, though, because I'm going to open the paper and look at it before I get to the little sparkly stars, which also do not have to be Halloween. Okay. But let's take a look at the paper before we do that, just so that we don't end up with glitter on things, just in case. All right. Okay, and I'm already feeling some die cut pieces, so I'm excited about that. All right, first and foremost, this paper right here is made in such a way that you can either keep this as like a paper, an embellishment for a scrapbook page. You could use this strip as a header or a footer for a scrapbook page, or you could use these panels for card fronts ready to go. You can do so many cool things with them. And then look at the background on that. That is beautiful. Now, if you are one of those people that you're not crazy about Halloween, but Halloween isn't, like a religious issue for you or anything like that, then to that I would say the paper might actually be worth getting as well, just because of things like this. Okay, because the back sides of the paper are really pretty also. Okay, so we have this one. There we've got a beautiful candy background with a black background. Now this one's black and orange, and so yeah, at first glance it's definitely Halloween. But if you were to put well, for example, I'm in East Tennessee and we are the Volunteers, so I could put this with the UT orange and white papers, and I could use this as a textured background on a fun sports themed card. Or, there are so many different sports teams that have orange and black in their colors that you could use these for that. This would be a great mudding, four-wheeling, dirt biking, whatever, countrified, kicking up dust sort of background paper. This would be great for that. So you can really think outside the box with these papers and use them for all different kinds of things, even if you're not really into Halloween. Okay. And then this one's super cute. I'm thinking for this, it would be fun to cut out some of these windows and use them in some projects. That'd be a lot of fun. And then take a look at that. Really pretty. Another one that you can use without having a Halloween theme to it. And then look at this. This is made just perfectly to go along with those treat bags, right? I mean, it's pre-set up for you. They're not stickers. It looks like it. I rubbed it twice just to make sure, because it looks like a sticker, but it's actually not. That's just sketching around it. Very pretty. And I love this. I think it's great. And this doesn't have to be used for the tree bags either. I mean, these can be layer pieces for a card, for a gift box. These could be inserts for a journal, whatever kind of things. A fun folio, the sky's the limit. And then this one here is really cute. This one is all of the little characters. And I love the way that this paper was done, because it literally looks like somebody took their pencil and was just sketching out little drawings in math class. I mean, it literally looks like little drawings in math class. It is so stinking cute. And especially I'm loving this one right here. So pretty with her little tutu and her little tiara. It's just adorable. And then we've got the little bat here with his nose pointed up. So cute. Absolutely adorable. And you can see the sketch lines where it's been colored in. It's so much fun. It's so realistic looking that it feels like if I swiped across the wing, it would smudge it. I love that. That is wonderful. And then on the back side of this one is a gorgeous bright orange color. And I think that's terrific too. So that's a lot of fun. Okay, and then last but not least in this one are these incredible die cuts. And you get 2 sheets of them as well, just the same as the DSP. So as you can see, there are a lot of little bits and pieces that you can do. And, this would be a super fun card class, actually, or treat class. I'm thinking already right off the bat. Let me pull this piece out. Okay, and put that there. Look at that. Isn't that cute? Man, that took a hot second. And how about bringing in one of these labels? Let's see, right there. And what's the sentiment? We could do Happy Halloween maybe embossed with white embossing powder on black cardstock, or black embossing powder on the green cardstock, and then fussy cut it out and put that across there with some ribbon. That would be adorable. And look at that. Quick, fast, in a hurry, and 5 seconds after we saw it, we have designed a super stinking cute little gift tag. Isn't that amazing? I love it. Okay, let's see here. You've got all kinds of other fun little things that you can play with as well. Look at the little bears and the hippo. So cute. Oh my gosh, they're adorable. I love it. This is going to be a lot of fun. Okay, let me go ahead and put these back in the sleeve here. All right. Now, I try not to rush the seasons too much, so you guys know, especially when it comes to Christmas, because oh my goodness, Hobby Lobby already has their Christmas stuff started coming out, and it's not even the 4th of July yet. And every single year it gets earlier and earlier and earlier. And hello, commercialism, I refuse to participate. So I tend to wait until at least after Halloween before I start messing with Christmas stuff. Now, that is a huge challenge for me because if you know me, I have a holiday Stamp-A-Stack class that is the first Saturday in November. So that is my only exception to the rule. And I'm not promoting the projects yet at that point. So that's my justification for it. I am designing, but I'm not posting it, right? So let's let each occasion have their own occasion. You know what I mean? So I won't start playing with the Halloween stuff until, I won't be showing it anyways until probably August or so. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. These are really cute. All right. Here we go. Okay. All right. All right. Now there are some little glitter speckles on the clear sheet, and so that made me worry a little bit. But I mean, you can hear me brushing them. I'm brushing them pretty good. I got 1 speck of black glitter out of that whole thing. So these stay pretty well. So I'm going to call them Dana approved glitter. And so these look like fun. They are foam, actually. They're foam colored stars. They are adhesive backed. And again, not necessarily Halloween. You can see by putting the ribbon here with it. And if I had some kind of a I keep going to unicorns because this ribbon totally reminds me of unicorns. But, some fun little frilly theme, it would be beautiful, right? Absolutely gorgeous. So let's see here. Okay, so that's very, very pretty. I hope that I'm still live. I just got a notification that my computer needed to activate the chat again. So I'm hoping that I didn't stop streaming. Somebody let me know if there was a glitch or if it was just the chat. I'm not sure. Hopefully it was just the chat. But anyway, if it wasn't, these are indeed Dana approved glitter. The glitter does stay put. You will see little specks here, but I am certain that it is just from when it went through the cutting process, right? So they would have made a whole sheet of the black glittered foam and then cut it into the stars. And so, of course, where the cut line is, there may have been a fleck of glitter that come loose there. But the glitter stays very, very well on the stars themselves, okay? So that's perfect. All right, thank you so much, friends. I appreciate you letting me know that. Okay, last thing, and then I'm going to call it a night. And I had so much fun playing with those things. So I'm not going to be able to play too much with these, but I do want to show you. These are the Party Alphabet Party Banners dies. These can come in a bundle or they can come individually. And I will tell you up front, these are definitely an investment. And by that, I mean they are a bit on the pricey side. However, they're not consumable items. They will last you forever and ever if you take good care of them. And I think that you will find that there are so many incredible things that you can do with these. So here's what I recommend. If you are already a customer and you haven't purchased anything since the new rewards program started, or you have and you've already set it up, then the new rewards program allows you to earn rewards for every purchase over $20. Okay, so no longer do you have to put in an entire $150 order to get $15 worth of Stampin' Rewards. Now you can put in a $20 order and get $2 in Stampin' Rewards, which is the same 10%. Okay, so either you want to purchase these outright or you want to save up your Stampin' Rewards and say, you know what, when I get enough Stampin' Rewards, I'm going to purchase this bundle or whatever. If you buy it as a bundle, buy the two of them together, you get that additional bundled discount on them. Okay, so keep that in mind. But that being said, the alphabet dies are $99 by themselves, I believe. And let me see. Yes, the alphabet dies are like $99 by themselves. The party banner dies, I'm not sure how much they are. I didn't look at them today. I was looking at the alphabet dies because I had posted a video on my business Facebook page today that Sarah Douglas, the CEO of Stampin' Up, and Melody Hyde, who is one of our incredible concept artists at corporate, had done a whole video using the party alphabet dies, and it was so cool. And there were so many incredible techniques and things that they had done with the alphabets. You haven't checked it out. Oh, excuse me. If you haven't checked it out, you need to watch the video. I think it's approximately 22 minutes long, but it is incredible. There are so many amazing ideas for it. And you will be able to see just from that the incredible worth of these dies, not counting anything else that you will see over the next handful of weeks, months, whatever. But the bundle together was $125. So that's with the bundle discount, they were $125. Okay. Now, of course, you will get Stampin' Rewards off of that. Or if you've made purchases previous, you probably already have Stampin' Rewards built up. They are cumulative, so you don't have to use them right away. They do expire within a year, though, so you have a year's time to use them. But you can go over to the Stampin' Up! Website, log in. If you have not done this since the new rewards program, or if you've always had your demonstrator put your order in for you, make sure that you go set up your account on your own, and you can designate your demonstrator as your person, so they will still get credit for your orders, but you will get Stampin' Rewards. Don't leave it to them to do, because then you don't get the Stampin' Rewards, okay? And it's really, really simple. I promise it's so simple. So just ask them to tell you how to do it. And if they don't want to tell you how to do it, come and ask me and I'll tell you how, okay? But you can get Stampin' Rewards, and they can be cumulative. You can let them sit in your account up to a year, and then the oldest ones will start falling off. So, if you wait a whole year to use any of them, then the earliest ones will fall off. Or as you put an order in and you do use some of your Stampin' Rewards, your oldest ones get used first, okay? So you never have to worry, unless you don't put an order in a whole year, and then, hello, come on, there's good stuff in there. Don't do that. But anyway, party banners, party alphabet, let's take a look at them so that you can see why I'm telling you these are definitely a must-have for your craft room. No doubt about it, okay? And I'm gonna give you a value assessment as well. All right. So if you were to go to Hobby Lobby or a party supply store or whatever, you can find very cute little happy birthday banners for what, $5, $10 maybe, something like that, right? And it's a one-time use. They always get thrown away. Okay, let's say $10 for a really big happy birthday banner. Okay, $10 is just about 1/10 of the price of the bundle. That means that you could make 10 of those, more specifically, make 12 of them, and you will have earned your money back. You will have paid yourself back for the bundle. That's just one example. Okay. So, if you want to buy these, make an offer to your friends and family and say, hey, I'll make banners, party banners for you guys for $5, $10, whatever. Dress them up really cute or simple, however you want to do it, and make your money for your bundles back. Super easy. Okay, take a look at this. These things are huge and they're amazing. Look at how many different sizes you get to choose from. So the biggest one, obviously, for those great big celebration banners, look, I can make it with layers. I can do my front panel with this size and put my letters on it, and I can put a colored background. Maybe I want to do 3 layers. I can do whatever the heck I want to, because I've got 100 dies. No, I really don't have 100. I have 20 though. And, let's see. 16, 15, 14. So there's 14. Yeah, 14 sizes of the banner by itself. That's incredible. So you've got the great big ones for that. Well, I don't do banners. Maybe I just do little cards or little gift tags or whatever. I got you, babe. I got you, right? You can do a little cake topper with this size. Put somebody's name in the banners, tie it with string, and put it on little popsicle sticks or straws. Stick it in the top of the cake. Boom, you've got a super cute little cake topper. And now we're adding to the value of our of our dies, right? You can do so many cool things with them. Now, once I get the chance to sit down and play, I'm going to work on them and see what other cool things we can do with a little nip here and a tuck there and a score here. I'm sure we can come up with some really fun and cute little things that can be made from these dies. So stay tuned. We'll see what we can come up with, okay? And then here you have your little hole pieces for your banners, right? So yeah, you have all the things that you need to make a super stinking cute little banner. All right, and that's just the banners. Now let's get to the alphabet. This one is really, really incredible. Okay, this is the one, and I say again, go check out that video later. Not right now, stay with me. Uh, but go check out that video here in a bit or in the next couple of days, and you will see all kinds of really fun and exciting things that you can do with these dies, right? All right, take a look at how big these things are. Aren't they amazing? Holy cow. I think they're 3 inches. I think that's what we had. Not quite. No, they're 2¼ inches. I'm sorry. 2¼ inches for the size for each of these. So, very, very nice. Super cute dies. And let me take a look here. Actually, I want to take a look at this one because this is the one. If you go to that video today, this is the one they were playing with. They were playing with the ampersand, and they had cut a bunch of these out, had layered them together, and so they had done like 3 layers thick so that they were nice, rigid card base. And then they were doing all kinds of fun little things with them. So they did like fringe, and they did twine and all kinds of cool stuff that they did to the piece there. So you definitely want to check it out because it gives you some ideas of different things that you can do with the letters. Now that is just one example of what you can do with the letters. So let's see here. My name starts with a D. So maybe I want to do a card, and I want to put the D in the die cut and then just scripty write Dana, A and A to finish it. I could make a cute little decorative piece or a card or something else. Of course, you could do home decor pieces. What about Hey, Hey, and do some of that burlap background or wood grain background or whatever, and have a nice little farm style home decor piece? Or what about Noel for Christmas time, or joy, peace, love, and hope? That would be great. You can do so many cute things with it. It's really nice. And of course, when you combine it with the banners, you can customize all of your decorative banners as well. And there is a huge, huge benefit. And it's really nice for your, really nice value for your products, right? Yeah. Okay, so I'm really looking forward to playing with these. I think I might actually use the ampersand, and I'm going to make one of those little framed art pieces that they did in the video because I think it was absolutely stinking adorable, and because I think it's a great piece to have in my studio to give ideas and inspiration on different things that you can do with texture and with your products, right? So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to playing with it, and I actually am really excited to be making a baby shower banner with it as well. I'm really excited to be doing that. So I can't tell the theme or anything like that yet. The shower won't be until October, so we have a little bit of time. Not October, September. I'm sorry, but I know that I'm going to be doing a couple of layers. I'm going to be doing some textures. I'm going to tie some ribbons and different textured ribbons and twine and trim in between. I may find some really cute fabric and shred into strips and use with it. So there's so many cool things that you can do with them and really jazz them up. And I am so looking forward to it. So when I get it done, I will. I'll have to share it with you. Now, based on the theme, it's entirely possible that all of the products I use may not be Stampin' Up, so you guys will have to forgive me for that. However, everything that I can use from Stampin' Up, of course, you know I will, and I'll definitely have to share what I do with all of that stuff because I think that'll be fun, and you guys might like it too, right? Laura says, "Great banner for a baby shower." Absolutely, yes. So anyway, a lot of fun there. I have lots and lots of stuff to do over the next couple of weeks, and like I said, I won't be available necessarily. Let me switch my camera around here so that we can look each other in the eye. All right, there we go. So anyway, bear with me though, friends. I'd appreciate it if you can. I will try to be live if I'm able to, but I don't guarantee that I can. But we'll see. Okay. Sherry says we can make some banners together. I need a horse themed one for the boys. Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I mean, there are so many cool and fun things that we'll be able to do with those things. So, yes, I know that they are a little on the higher price point. However, I think that you will find their worth far exceeds their cost. And as long as that's true, that makes me happy. So, if you guys have any questions or anything, please feel free to let me know. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this evening. We went just a little bit longer than I anticipated, but that's okay. I had a lot of fun showing and telling all the new fun things, and because I hadn't even had a chance to get my hands on them really and take a look at them. So I really enjoyed doing that. But anyway, I will try to be on here next Thursday evening in one way, shape, or form. But if I am not, then just know that I'm thinking about y'all and I will be back as soon as I can. Okay. All right, guys. Have a wonderful rest of your week and a fabulous weekend. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye.